first round, and there are still a dozen players combined on the two teams that were part of that series. Is that a little surprising to you when you hear that stat, or were you, being the hockey geek you are, already well aware of that?
Yeah, I bet. I actually thought there would probably be more than that. Obviously they've had guys for in their roster for a long time. So have we. So they're a great team, and we're just excited to get going.
Yeah, in the here and now, Mark, how important is it to get off to a start where you're playing your hockey? And I use that with the context of how a high-scoring game was against Colorado last year, and how you want to be maybe a little closer to your team identity in the series opener tomorrow.
Yeah, we want to play our game. That's what we want to do. We want to have a good start to the series. Get some momentum, but every game is a different beast, so you got to be ready for everything. And I think that's what we've done all year is be ready for anything, and whatever happens, happens.
On a fun note, maybe after Dylan DeMello, who has the chance to have the second best playoff beard on this hockey club?
Definitely not Cole Perfetti. But that's a tough one.
It wasn't long ago we were saying that about Mark Scheifele.
Yeah, I agree. Probably 6 years ago when we played St. Louis last, I barely had any facial hair. But that's a tough one. I'd have to think about that one.
Mark, everything you guys have done this year has been about finding, playoff success, and I wonder how difficult it's been to not look forward to this moment, to make sure you did all the right things in the regular season to set yourself up for this moment.
Yeah, you want to have a good year to go into the playoffs feeling good, and have your game where it is, and it's just an exciting time. Playoffs. The Stanley Cup playoffs are amazing. We know this city's going to be roaring and ready to go. So, we're just excited to get going, and feel like we've barely played any hockey games this week. So, just kind of excited to play a hockey game.
Do you get a sense that, the way that your coach is built in for big games throughout the year, that second game against Florida, all the kind of things he talked about that set you up for the playoffs? Do you feel like, in a way, you guys have got a very good dress rehearsal for the playoffs this year?
Yeah, we played a lot of big games this year, a lot of games that mattered, and it's going to come again. There's going to be adversity in this series. There's going to be adversity in game one. So you just got to be ready to take it on the head and adapt and get better every shift, and just excited to get going.
Mark, I asked Connor about this yesterday. Vlad right out of the Four Nations tournament, his extension. Alex a couple of days ago. Neil yesterday. Do you take any pride yourself in what you and Connor did just before the start of the 2023 season that may have played a part in getting the process started with guys committing to this franchise?
Yeah, I think you also spend every single day with the guys in this room. So we know guys love it here. We have such a great group of guys, a great a lot of camaraderie. A lot of really really good friendships, and I think that's what stands out the most. And obviously we have a great hockey team. So obviously very excited to have those guys signed, and they're big parts of this team, and we'll be going forward, and that's that obviously puts a smile on my face.
What's the value of experience, both kind of good and bad? You've had some the long run in 2018, and then some early exits. What's the value of experience as you get ready for this latest run here?
Yeah, obviously experience is crucial in anything that you do, and obviously good, bad, ugly. You're able to kind of tap into that experience when the time comes. So but obviously right now you're just thinking about the excitement of playing in the game tomorrow, and the whiteout, all that. Our fans, it's going to be an exciting time.
There's so many teams that have lost before they've won. What's the value of scar tissue?
That's what for the science nerds out there, that's what brings it all back together, and that's what makes something that's broken or injured heal. So scar tissue is important. You got to I remember Dale told me this my first year. We were the worst team in the CHL. And he said, losing isn't a bad thing. It's something that you get to learn from. You first have to learn how to lose before you get to learn how to win. So, I remember that all the time. And those scars are something that make you who you are. And it doesn't kill you, make you stronger.
Mark, Mark, you being the hockey aficionado that you are, on the off days or when you have some time, is there one particular series that you might be paying close attention to other than the one you're obviously playing in?
I think that Toronto-Ottawa series, being an Ontario kid, the Battle of Ontario, I think that'll be pretty cool. I think that's definitely one of them, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's going to be all of them. They're always going to be on. Obviously, the Dallas and Colorado series, some two fantastic teams going at it. Yeah, honestly, all of them. I can't even give that. It's yeah.
What do you remember from the last Battle of Ontario, Mark?
Honestly, I think the one that I last remember with Patrick Lalime was in the pipes. I had a Patrick Lalime jersey growing up, actually, so I think that's why I remember. But I think that's the one I remember. Obviously, Alfredson, Matt Sundin, those type of guys is what sticks to memory. But that's a long time ago, and it definitely dates me, makes me feel old.
Yeah, I've got to ask though, why Patrick Lalime jersey?
I honestly don't even know. I really don't. I used to like playing goalie as a kid, and there was a time in my younger years where I liked the Ottawa Senators, and I think that was just to not be a Red Wing fan like the rest of my family. I think I was like 6 years old. I don't even know. But I remember I don't know why I had a Patrick Lalime jersey. I still remember it was a really, really heavy knockoff jersey with jersey numbers that were just like laminated on. Exactly. That's why I remember it. So good question. I'll have to ask my mom about that one.